Welcome, fellow Stardust. Are you ready for a scare? I see you've come back for more. If you're new here, buckle up. And thank you all for joining me today. My name is DeRay, aka Rainbow Fright, lover of all things dark, creepy, and weird. Today's movie review will be on body horror, Hatching. Right off the bat, if you have any desire to watch this movie, do not watch the trailer. It literally gives away everything. Don't even read the description on IMDb or anywhere else. It'll give away the big reveal. Some people don't mind spoilers, and if you're one of those people, great. I envy you. While I'll be giving you my thoughts on this Finnish creature feature, I'm going to be remaining spoiler-free for the entire video. I'll be touching on a few plot points, but nothing that's going to give anything away. Hatching just made it to streaming services on May 6th, so it's still fairly new. You can watch it on YouTube, Google Play, and Apple TV. So at the start of this movie, we're introduced to a picture-perfect family. The character, simply named Mother, is a blogger who is fixated on portraying the ideal family and showing off her gymnast daughter, Tinja. She has decorated their entire home from top to bottom and has even dressed her entire family. The father, referred to as father, goes along with everything without any sort of pushback or request to have a say in the matter. And the young boy, Matthias, is clearly given less attention. Because Tinja is suffocated by Mother's attention and is not allowed to hang out with friends outside of school and gymnastics practice, she begins to put her energy into something else. One night, she finds an egg in the woods in her backyard and vows to take good care of it. What emerges is the start to a very disgusting journey. This is a movie that completely requires one to suspend their disbelief. You can't really overthink this one, but instead, just go with the flow and enjoy the spectacle that it is. We've got something new and fresh on our hands while still being able to see the influences from older films like The Fly. The creature in this film is just lovely. When it hatched from the egg, it was perfectly disgusting and creepy. It's hard to know exactly what you're looking at when you're looking at this slimy thing. The director used both practical effects and CGI. CGI was used only to enhance the features of this monstrous creature as it would transform throughout the movie. And I want to give a warning about a little bit of animal cruelty that is in the film. Of course, the animals are fake, but some of the imagery may be difficult for some people to see. The first instance is in the very first scene, where we immediately see Mother's callousness, and we're put on high alert of her and her future actions. But another moment where we witness the demise of an animal almost seemed comical. This dark humor throughout the film is a nice touch because it gives it a bit of a lightheartedness that a film like this needs. This movie is grounded in reality, but at the same time, we have this ridiculous sci-fi body gore thing happening. So not keeping things too serious was a smart move. This movie explores themes of social mobility and greed. It's also a coming-of-age story for our lead, Tinja. Mother's need for approval from her followers is what also makes this film horrific. Not just what we discover in the egg. Mother's desires have created an environment that is sterile and cold, even though it might look beautiful and inviting to someone on the outside looking in. The family is clearly disconnected, and each one of them is unfulfilled, including Mother. Tinja fills her void with this egg that transforms her from who she is at the start of the film to who she is at the end. Tinja is played by Siri Solalina, and she is just really fantastic. Her range is insane. The director, Hanna Begholm, said that it was difficult to find somebody to play the role of Tinja because they had to be so dynamic in their acting abilities. And this is Siri's first role ever, including short films. At least nothing she's done has been credited on IMDb. After this movie, there is no way she will not have a bright future in film and television. Mother was really fantastic too. She was at times more creepy than the creature. Her unwavering smile, no matter what was going on around her, was unsettling. This was Hanna's directorial debut, and I cannot wait for her next project, which she's actually already working on with the writer of Hatching, Ila Rausti, and it's going to be another horror film, but from the mother's point of view with a newborn baby. The budget for this movie was only $3.5 million, but it came nowhere near making its money back, which is just a shame because this is one of the best recent monster movies. IFC Midnight acquired distribution rights in 2020, and it premiered at Sundance on January 23rd, 2022. It got a limited theatrical release on April 29th and began streaming on May 6th. I think this film would have benefited from a better distribution plan, but I hope it gains more and more attention as time goes on. I personally don't have any negatives for this movie, but some people might be left wanting more gore and blood, but this movie wasn't really about that. Instead, it was more about symbolism and the horrors of real life. It's going to take me a couple of watches to pick up everything that this one is putting down. Hatching is a must-see and earns 5 rainbow skulls out of 5. And do yourself the favor and watch this one ASAP. And before I wrap this video up, I want to thank my first 3 patrons. Nye of B Movie Badness, Terrence Maguana, aka Scare Bear, and Maiko, aka Mike. They all signed up at about the same time, so when I got the notifications, I couldn't believe it. I can't tell y'all how much it means to me that you want to help support my passion and be a part of my community. As patrons, they will now be able to participate in my exclusive polls, receive exclusive content, participate in my monthly movie nights, and so many more perks. We actually just had our first movie night and we watched The Ruins. If you'd like these perks too, just check out my Patreon page, which I'll leave a link for down in the description. And thank you again, y'all. You are the real MVP. Well, thank you again for joining me today, fellow Stardust. I appreciate you being here with me. I'll be back next week with another video. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and hop on the Rainbow Fright Freight Train and hit that subscribe button along with the notification bell. That way you'll get notified every time I upload a new video. And if you liked this video, please hit the like button and share it with a friend. I hope I see you next time. Peace.